Which, by the way, be very, very mindful of people who actually say those things out loud and not doing any work. That's the key here. It's like easier to put you down in order to not despise themselves even more. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm sure you do. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. And today I want to talk to you about something really important. Why you should not trust people who don't love themselves, why you should not take advice from people who don't love themselves, and why you should generally be very cautious of them, and but also why you shouldn't care if they, for example, judge you or if they're being mean to you. I took so many notes for this video, to be honest with you, more than I ever took, and I will do my best to make this video coherent, to put all of the important thoughts that I have about this topic into this video coherently once again. Hopefully, I'll do my best, all right? And also to not make this video tremendously long. I'll do my best, but here's the thing. I did see quite a few videos where people talked about how just like do not be around people who don't love themselves, don't ever trust people who don't love themselves. And I understand that there is like an element of clickbait in all of these titles, but there is also quite a lot of truth. I want to get a little bit more into detail with this topic because there is a little bit of nuance there. I want to get into the psyche of a person who doesn't love themselves, and I just want to talk about this and give you my 2 cents on this, because I have known some people who like really don't love themselves and who have like really, really negative outlook like on the world and everything and everybody, and they just like seemingly hate everything, the most judgmental person in the world. And yeah, anyways, I'll do my best. Let's get into this. So here's the thing. I do not want to give you an impression that you have to be the kind of person who absolutely loves themselves and has basically nailed this like self-development, self-improvement part, and like, you know, learned to love themselves and like did all the shadow work and all that kind of stuff. I do not want to give that impression, basically, that I'm like judging you if you are still struggling with self-love. That is not the point. Lots of people struggle with self-love. That's the truth. All right? A lot of people do. The thing is that, are you aware of that or are you not? Like, your awareness and your mindfulness are really critical factors in this conversation, because I feel like probably most people struggle with self-love at some point or another to a different extent, and that is completely normal, especially in the world that we live in today, where you hear people talk about self-love from like everywhere, right? And it almost seems like a failure at this point. It seems like something to nail. It seems like something to accomplish. And it's almost like you fail if you do not get good enough at self-love. And I do not want to give that impression that I'm like pressuring you into feeling like you're not perfect enough and that you are not to be trusted, basically, if, you know, you get what I'm saying. That is, once again, not the point of this video and not my messaging at all. No, what I'm trying to say is, again, mindfulness and awareness, self-awareness, importantly. Yeah, but I also do give a lot of advice on how to improve that, how to improve your self-love, and how to like get to know yourself better and understand yourself better. So subscribe to my channel. I talk about these kind of topics a lot and help you to get to know yourself better and love yourself better. But now back to the video. We all know, or we have known at some point in our lives, people who really don't love themselves, and you can really tell because they are the most bitter, nasty, mean, and rude people you ever met. For a lot of people, these kinds of people are in their families, or in the office, or in school. God forbid, in the circle of your friends. I talk about friendships sometimes, and I do keep talking to you about how you should be really picky about people that you let into your life and let into your close circle. So please be really mindful of that. And I will talk in a lot more detail about why that is when it comes to people who don't love themselves. But specifically people who are so extremely unaware, so extremely unaware of the fact that not everyone thinks the way that they do. They don't truly love themselves, but they also have a really like warped sense of what self-love is. You know, it's the kind of people who say that, oh my God, narcissists are the people who love themselves the most because like they're so self-obsessed and so self-involved and so like selfish and egotistical, and it is judged by society, you know, like kind of rightfully so a lot of the times. But these kind of people say that, oh, she just like, or he loves themselves so much. And you're like, narcissists don't actually love themselves at all. They actually really struggle with that, which is why they come off the way that they do, which is why they manipulate other people, which is why they hurt other people and hurt themselves a lot of the times, which is why they're trying to present this like super confident front, and they like really fail at that because like if you know what confidence is, then you know what confidence is. It's like you have nothing to prove to anybody when you're confident. You do not like strive to get out of your skin to like prove something to some random person or a specific person. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? These people are narcissists themselves a lot of the times as well. I feel like, yeah. There's like a lot of highs, but there's like a lot of lows as well. And I'm going to be doing a lot of making a lot of generalizations, of course, because I am not like technically an expert in this area. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just talking about the things that I have personally noticed a lot, but also like observed and, you know, read about and stuff like that. So yeah. Now, why do these people manipulate other people? Don't you want to know? So people manipulate other people when they think that they cannot achieve something by just asking. That is the simplest explanation. People manipulate when they do not feel like they can just ask for something and receive it. And that can be for different reasons. That can be sometimes because like what they're asking for is something outrageous and they understand that and they know that they cannot just say it with words because people will just say no to them. Like basically don't believe that they can be given what it is that they want for whatever reasons. So yes, a lot of the times people who are insecure do a lot of manipulations because they, once again, lack the confidence to ask for what they want directly. Yeah, they feel like they have to like jump through the hoops basically to get sometimes even the simplest things. It's honestly, it's especially ridiculous when someone starts using manipulations to get the smallest things, to like get the smallest favors. They cannot even ask for the simplest thing without making you feel guilty, without making everybody feel pity for them, feel sorry for them, and like all those kinds of things. I absolutely detest that. Oh my God. Please learn to ask for things. Ask for help, ask for advice, ask for things, ask for whatever it is that you need directly with words through your mouth. That is also going to increase your confidence. This video is not about confidence, but this is just like a random tip for you. Asking for things is a sign of confidence also. And knowing that like you could be rejected and you're going to be okay. That's going to be okay. Right? Because even if you are manipulative, even if you're trying to manipulate other people to get whatever it is that you want, you can still be rejected, especially by someone who can see through your bullshit. When people see that you're trying to manipulate them, even if they would have normally helped you, they can just say no because they don't like the way that you're communicating with them. And that's completely valid. That is also a huge kind of sign of lack of self-love when someone cannot ask for things. They are getting manipulative even when it comes to the smallest things in the world. That's so incredibly bizarre and weird. So there you go. By the way, this can also stem from people like lacking self-love so badly that they deeply believe that they are not worthy of love, they are not deserving of the good things, and that's why they could never ask for them, because like how could they possibly ask for those things? They have to, like, again, jump through hoops. They have to like make people feel really bad for them, really feel like sorry for them and stuff like that. And by saying this, I don't mean that they are like actively aware of that. A lot of the times people are not aware of it. They really shut down those kind of thoughts from themselves, not to hurt themselves. They do not want to think of themselves as so like deeply unworthy. And it also, realizing these things takes a lot of work. It takes doing shadow work and like really looking into your shadow and getting acquainted with it and integrating it and understanding that, like, yeah, you have these insecurities, you have this like insecure side, for example, and you can just like work with it. You can like help it. You can let it be seen and heal it, but it is painful. It takes a lot of like guts and it takes a lot of energy to do that. So a lot of people choose not to do that and just like shut it away. And when you do that, obviously the shadow grows even bigger and becomes even scarier to you personally. So that's why I always advocate for shadow work, and I will be doing more videos about that. But this video is not about that specifically. But like that's also why people manipulate. On the other hand, and more like consequently, I guess, these kinds of people despise people who have self-love and self-respect, and who are resistant to their manipulations because they can see right through them. They despise people like that because they cannot use them, because those kinds of people are disruptive. If you love yourself, you are a disruption because you do not allow people to just walk all over you. You don't allow people to just manipulate you. You see right through that. People do not like to be seen like that. They really don't like you to see this like at this in this like into the depth of their soul like that, and into the depth of their insecurities. They really, really despise that, and like that can make them be like nastier to you in response. So just like be aware of that. People who love themselves and respect themselves trigger these kinds of people so very much because they are a living testament to what is possible. And yet it seems completely unachievable to them because they cannot even conceptualize how much work that is, and how like they have to create an alternative story for themselves to reduce you in their own mind, to not feel so threatened by you, to not feel like you are so amazing and great. Like, it's like easier to put you down in order to not despise themselves even more. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm sure you do. But like that is also like what people do a lot of the times when they are talking to you and they're trying to like minimize your achievements, and they are trying to make themselves like bring themselves into the conversations all the time. And when you're talking about yourself, they will start just talking about themselves and not even let you talk or whatever. Once again, try to make you seem insignificant and unimportant in situations where you did not even try to make yourself look important and cool, but you were just like talking about something, whatever, right? And this is a very, very important indication when someone is trying to make you feel insignificant and like what you achieve doesn't even matter that much. That's a sign. And especially when it comes to your friendships, don't let people that are close to you do this stuff to you. Please do better than that. I'm begging you. I am allowing you to cut these people off permanently. No, like nothing good can ever come out of a friendship like this. What kind of friendship is that? What kind of friendship is that? Come on. And once again, it is way too painful for them to look into their own shadow in order to like heal the wounds and, do the work and actually like become a confident person, because it takes a lot of work. And for those of you who have done the work and are doing the work, you know that it's really hard sometimes, but like you gotta do it because it pays off every single time. in the way of like how you feel and how you carry yourself, and how you just like don't care about people who are mean and nasty anymore, and like you see through other people as well. Like you learn to see through other people's bullshit and just kind of filter it, and like not allow that to hurt you, and like and also not allow those people to have like access to you, basically. So, because of all of these things that I just talked about, that has to do with people who don't love themselves, that's why they resort to judging, to being nasty, to being mean, because all of that is coming out. All of that lack of self-love is coming out. When you love yourself, you're being more compassionate to other people. I know I keep talking about how, like, yeah, the shadow, but you're also being more compassionate to other people. Once you learn how to love yourself, you learn how to love other people as well. You become a better, like, a friend and a better partner once you learn how to love yourself and how to take care of yourself, which is also why I keep advocating for that all the time. But you are being more passionate, you are being more compassionate, more empathetic. And when you are not doing that work, you are obviously projecting all of the hate and all of the insecurities, the fears, the judgments. When people are judging you, a lot of the times, practically all the time, let's be honest, they are talking about their own fears and their own judgments. If they're judging you for something, it's because they're judging themselves for that, for doing it, for not doing it, for whatever else. So I have a video called How to Not Take Things Personally, or something like that. It's really, really good. Please check it out. I talk about this specific situation in a lot more detail, like how to not take everything personally, because people project. It's just like exactly the title of this video, why you should not trust someone who doesn't love themselves, because they don't care about you. They are not compassionate. Okay, they lack empathy for you. They don't care what happens to you. If you see you as better than them, which you don't have to be actually doing technically better than them, like financially or in any other way, but if they are triggered by you in any way, which if you do any kind of self-improvement work and like self-love work, you will be automatically triggering a lot of people because of the way you carry yourself and the way you talk to other people and the way you not allow people to hurt you. Like, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So yeah, they don't want you to be doing well. They will want to, even, you know what, even if it's unconscious, even if it's not like, even if they're not actively thinking about hurting you or like giving you bad advice, they can give you bad advice almost subconsciously. Even if they're trying to be a good person, but if they're not doing all of this work, they will give you advice that will at least a little bit like hurt you, because they deep down know that would bring them a lot of joy if you start doing worse than how they would like for you to be doing. I feel like I'm explaining this a lot, but it's important for me to like add like nuance to this conversation to some extent, and make you see how it's not about how you're doing objectively. It's not about objective reality. This is extremely subjective. It's like how other people see you, and you never know how they see you because it's about how they see themselves and how they perceive themselves and how they judge themselves, what they deem to be good and right and wrong and bad and all those things. Yeah. So yeah, that's why they judge other people and be mean to them and like be nasty to them, because it's coming out. And yeah, that's precisely why you cannot trust someone like that and take advice from someone like that. I want to give you one little example as a final little thing to conclude this video. I used to know a person like this, and this is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion, because I never met anyone like this before or after. But this is just, it's deeply, deeply sad, but it is also like horrifying at the same time, and like kind of fascinating, how people can be. As an example of a person who like really did not love themselves, and this person was also saying it quite often about how they have insecurities and how they are like not seeing themselves in such a good way and all those things, which, by the way, be very, very mindful of people who actually say those things out loud and not doing any work. That's the key here. Not doing any work, because a lot of people have insecurities and like self-esteem issues and self-love issues, blah, blah, blah. All of us do. That is completely normal. The thing is that, do you talk about this all the time? And do you do any work? Do you actually do any work to heal yourself, to heal your wounds, to be a better person, to love yourself, to take care of yourself better? That's what that's about. But back to that person. That person was the most hateful creature ever. The most judgmental person I ever met. Like, oh my God, to a ridiculous point. To the point when you open a magazine and that person is criticizing every single model, actress, singer, every single woman on a page in a magazine, saying how ugly she is, how she probably got her job through some kind of way. But mostly, like, that specific example that comes to my mind was about how like all of these women are ugly, and there were like a ton of Victoria's Secret models on that page, I remember, and like a bunch of beautiful actresses. People are different. People look very different. That's normal. But it's also like, how crazy is that to look at a bunch of gorgeous women, like gorgeous in different ways, and to point out how ugly each and every one of them is. How pathetic is that? How insane is that? Because also, if you are a young girl, how easy is that to be like, wow, if they think that like these gorgeous women are ugly, like what does it make me? Like, how ugly am I in that case, right? So this is just like, I remember being really mindful of that and feeling almost like it was almost funny to me, because the situation was so almost comical. How can you possibly say stuff like that? Like, this is just insane. All right. And obviously, like, being just casually mean to other people and like casually saying like weird shit, and also, yeah, just pay attention to how people carry themselves, and pay attention how they talk to other people and how they talk about themselves as well, because it's also a huge red flag when people are being like, they just like openly say mean things about themselves, like they're being mean to themselves openly, because to me that is almost like more dangerous in a way. Like, that person is not even hiding how they feel. Like, they hate themselves so much that they cannot even contain it. They have to say it out loud, and like they will not even respond to you like comforting them and saying like, how no, you're actually beautiful, you're actually so smart, like what are you talking about? Like, this will not resonate with them, because this, like, the level of self-hatred is so intense, and these people are just, you cannot stop them. If they're being so vocal about how much they despise themselves, what kind of advice do you want from them that can help you, possibly? Please tell me. Or how can you possibly like take their advice seriously or take their judgment seriously? And that is precisely why you should not trust people who don't love themselves, and why you should also stay away from them, because this is also very contagious. This can be very contagious. People like this can like infect you with their self-hatred. Absolutely. And this is like, honestly, this happens to women who enter relationships with men who hate themselves and who are like really insecure, and they're threatened by your potential, and like can like really bring you down. If you think that you're a confident woman, that nobody can bring you down, take a look at the people around you and make notes of how you feel around them. Nobody should make you feel bad about yourself. I'm not saying that people shouldn't give you advice and shouldn't like give you critique that is kind of aimed at maybe improving something that you're doing, but advice should be always asked for. This should not be unsolicited advice ever. Okay? Like, if you're not asking for it, they should not be giving it to you. Especially when it is just like mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about, so I will actually stop talking about this. Anyways, you guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please let me know what you think about this topic in the comments, because I feel like this is such a important, big topic, and there's like such a conversation to be had about this. So please let me know if you ever met people like this. What do you think? How do you feel about this? How do you deal with them? Let me know in the comments. Also, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more good videos and good advice. It would help my channel a ton. So please, you guys, stop watching my videos without subscribing. Please, you guys, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. A ton of people still watch my videos without being subscribed. That is mean. Please subscribe to my channel. Anyways, thank you very much, you guys, and I will see you in the next one.